If you've ever opened a beautiful coloring book from Amazon and thought, oh no, this paper feels so rough, you're definitely not alone. Amazon coloring books, they are affordable and they are very easy to get, but the paper, well, that can make coloring a real challenge, especially when you like to use pencils like I do. So I have tested a lot of budget-friendly coloring pencils to find out which ones actually perform the best on this tricky paper, which ones blend and layer and give you the prettiest results without spending a fortune. So in today's video, I will be sharing my top 5 budget pencils for Amazon paper, and there were some surprises along the way. My name is Katja, I'm CatColouring. A warm welcome to my channel for both new and old subscribers. So make yourself comfy, grab your favorite drink. It could be a nice cup of coffee or a mug of tea. Let's see how these budget pencils perform on the Amazon paper. Number 5, Staedtler Design Journey coloring pencils. And they are quite affordable. They only cost for the 72 set about a little over 200 kroner, Danish kroner, which is about $34, depending on the shop where you buy them. So you can buy them online and somewhere you can find them actually cheaper. And sometimes they also have them for sale at the different supermarkets, the bigger ones at least. So I have here my design journeys all bundled up. This is the 72 set. And I have always recommended this budget brand as a very, very good beginner pencil. And you can see here, because this is the page that I have tested them on with this dragon. This is my coloring book with dragons, and it's the one that is on Amazon paper. And you can see that they are extremely good here at both blending and layering. You do have to press a bit hard with these pencils. You have to with most pencils on the paper to get a good result. If you want to see exactly how I do it, you can see my recent video where I color with the Pablo pencils in this book on the paper, and I show you how I do it. But most coloring pencils, you do have to press hard at the final stages of your layering and blending on the paper. But you can see you can easily blend the different colors into each other. So these are number 5 on my list. Number 4 on the list are the Bruynzeel Expression Series, the 72 set. And you can buy them online in Denmark, and you can also get them abroad. For some reason, sometimes they are more expensive in some countries, but here in Europe, at least in the EU, they are not that expensive. They perhaps cost a 20-30 Danish kroner more than the Staedtler Design Journey, which means that they are perhaps $38 for this 72 set. But they are a budget brand here. So let's see what these pencils can do. This dragon was colored with the Bruynzeel coloring pencils, and I remember when I did this, and this was actually done in March when I tested these pencils, I remember thinking that these must be the number 1 of budget brand pencils because they were very easy to lay down and layer. I didn't have to press nearly as hard as with the Staedtler Design Journey. So it also depends on the pencils whether or not you have to press really hard. But you can see here how the colors I used just blend into each other. I used some ochre colors and a couple of brown colors to make this golden dragon. And as I said, they are really, really easy to lay down on the paper. And you don't have to layer and blend them nearly as much as the Staedtler Design Journey. So when I used them, I thought I have found the best of the best coloring pencils on this paper. But I was wrong, because there are pencils even easier and much better to use on this paper. Number 3 may come as a surprise to a lot of you. This is not a new brand. It's been around since 1919, so more than 100 years. But it's more recently that a lot of people in the West have begun buying this brand. I have also made a review of them. It's the Marius oil-based coloring pencils from China. And they are number 3 on my list. And why are they number 3? Because they are very, very nice to work with on this paper. They are oil-based, just like the Pablo pencils, I might add. And when I used these, the layering and blending was even easier than with the Bruynzeel. So it caught me a little bit by surprise because, as I said, I thought that the Bruynzeel was really, really good to use. But these were even better, and they were much easier to use than the Bruynzeel coloring pencils. But, and there is a huge but in this. So you can see here clearly which 5 colors I used for the dragon. Here, here, and these, and also this one. And you can clearly see, especially this one, when I began coloring the dragon, it was brand new like the others. And you can clearly see that a lot of the pencil went to coloring just this dragon. And this has made me place the Marius coloring pencils on the 3rd place, because even though they are really, really good and nice, as I said, this paper really eats up the pencils, and none of the other pencil brands that I used, I didn't have to sharpen them nearly as much as these coloring pencils. So let's find out which is the number 2 and number 1. Number 2 is my Arteza. So these are the triangular grip, and it's a 48 set, and I bought them from Amazon.com quite a few years ago, actually. And I had thought about destashing these pencils because I never really use them. I like them, but I never really use them because I have so many other coloring pencil brands, and there are some that I do prefer to color more with than others. So I had actually put them in a destash pile. I'm doing a destash video in the not so near future. And I thought, well, I haven't tried them on this paper, so I thought I would just give it a go. And I was really taken by surprise. So I'm not quite sure that they should stay in my destash pile because, wow, the Arteza, they perform so amazing on this Amazon paper. It caught me completely by surprise because now I had tested quite a few coloring pencil brands, both expensive and middle brands, and also budget pencils on the paper when I did this drawing. But these, I mean, I just laid the color down and it stayed there. The background, just one layer. And I didn't even have to press hard. You can see here with the dragons, or the dragon babies here, it's so easy to mix and match and blend the colors into each other, and the color just stays there. So I didn't have to layer nearly as much as I did with the other coloring pencils. I think it was only 2 or 3 layers, and then this was just covered. It was amazingly easy to work with, and also I didn't have to sharpen them nearly as much as with the Marius, which were on the 3rd place. But they are not the 1st place. Why not? Let's take a look at my number 1 in my top 5 list of budget brand pencils working on Amazon paper. So what could possibly be number 1 on this list? Well, here it is. You can perhaps recognize the color on the box, and here they are. The Woomer coloring pencils. There were a lot of hype about these Woomer coloring pencils some months ago, and well, I think that almost all of the colorists on YouTube were sent these Woomers coloring pencils to make reviews of them, because suddenly there were like 100 videos about Woomer on YouTube. I made a short another video about these, so I also reviewed them. And then I thought, well, they were really nice, but they were not open stock. But a couple of months ago, Woomer actually wrote me and told me that they are now available open stock. So here they are, and you can see here, this, of course, the green one, I did use quite a lot for the dragon, but I had used a lot of these coloring pencils before also. So why are these the best coloring pencil for the Amazon paper, these Woomer pencils? Because they are very soft and smooth and easy to work with on the paper. The color they give is so bright and wonderful, and this paper doesn't eat the pencils like they did with the Marie's oil-based coloring pencils, also from China. I mean, you can layer and blend and work with these pencils to your heart's desire, and without any real effort. You can see with the sky and the background and the lake, you can both, you know, this is not even burnished. You can burnish them like I did with the dragon, or you cannot. But it gives such a nice texture on this paper that I am just amazed by the way that they work. And as I said, they are very easy to work with. These are by far the easiest pencils I have worked with on this paper. It's almost, you know, a joy to work on the paper with these coloring pencils, unlike a lot of the other coloring pencils, which takes a lot of layering and a lot of pressing very hard to get the color down. You don't have to do it with the Woomer coloring pencils. And this is why they are my #1 choice for the Amazon paper. Thank you so much for watching this video of my top 5 coloring pencil brands on the Amazon paper. I hope that you will like this video. Give it a thumbs up, it really helps my channel. And what would help my channel also even more would be to hype the video. One, to help me and support me, but also to make sure that a lot of other people can watch this video and learn something from it. I know that there are a lot of people out there buying Amazon coloring books and having trouble with the paper. So the more people who can benefit from this video, well, the better. Stay tuned, because soon I will release my video with my top 5 favorite pencil brands used on the Amazon paper. So until I see you in the next video, take care of yourself. Happy coloring. Bye.